Hi everyone, and welcome to the first video tutorial for A to Z scrapbooking supplies.blogspot.com. Today I'm going to show you how to make this Patriot Day bookmark. All of the supplies you'll need are up on the blog, and they're also available in the store. If you just click the links for each product, you'll be directed immediately to the stores, to where the product is in the store. Okay. It's a very simple card to make. All you need to do to start off with is to have two white or ivory coloured pieces of cardstock die cut into the shape of a shipping tag. You'll need, to start off, you'll need this Hero Arts woodblock stamp, and it's the dots and flowers, and you'll need some Versamark ink, and you'll also need some Inkadinkadoo masking paper, or in my case, because my delivery isn't here yet, I'm waiting for the mailman, just something simple like a post-it note. So just put your Versamark ink onto your background stamp and push down firmly. Very easy, and you won't be able to see anything on the camera, but in real life you can see kind of like a watermark effect. Just getting your clear or white embossing powder. I keep mine in these little Tupperware jars. Just sprinkle it over. You can put quite a fair bit on there. Tap the excess off and give it a really good blow off to the side to get rid of any excess. And then just take your heat tool to it, just very quickly. Don't get your heat tool too close to the cardstock because you'll make the cardstock burn and it will turn brown. Give it a wave around, give it a minute or two to heat up, and then you'll suddenly see it start transforming to being a shiny version. If you notice that your cardstock is curling up because of the heat, that's fine, don't worry about it, it will do that. And then it's just because of the moisture soaking into the into the cardstock, the moisture from the ink. And now, oops, I accidentally took that off and I didn't mean to. Without removing your mask, get your distress ink and your inking tool. I'm using Stormy Sky, starting off the piece of cardstock and in a circular motion rub onto the cardstock. And what this does is, it's called a technique called resist, and the area that you've embossed will resist the ink and will show up in whatever colour the embossing ink is. The embossing powder, sorry. So this is Stormy Sky, as I said. Just like I mentioned, circular motions, and you'll see there that the white area that is embossed is resisting the blue ink. And that's okay, that's a little bit patchy, it's nothing to worry about. This is a homemade item, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Taking another piece of masking paper, very carefully lay it directly over the line so as not to leave any space. And taking your Hero Arts cling stamp, this is the stripes. You could also use the canvas stripes if you wanted to, but I like the plain stripes because the flag, American flag, obviously has just plain stripes. It doesn't have that canvas look to it. And I'm just using my little Fiskars canvas, my Fiskars mounting. Sorry, I just bumped the tripod. And again, get your embossing powder. Whoops. Pour it over quite liberally. Don't be shy with your embossing powder. That's the point of keeping it in a container, or even just doing this over scrap paper so that you can pour the excess back into your jar. The more you sort of shovel on there, the more you put on at first, the better your image will be. So give it a really good tapping. And then off to the side, give it a good blowing to clear it up. Get your heat tool and heat. Not too close, and you'll be able to see that the embossing powder has now turned shiny. Hopefully you can see that on the camera. There it is. And you might be able to see, just there's some sections here in between the lines where the powder has moved off the area that was actually inked. I didn't bother with wiping it, but just using a fine-tipped paintbrush will get rid of that really easily. So that's your flag replication pattern. And now here's the little No Place Like Home sentiment, and I just used the Spellbinders Nestabilities Labels 4 die cut for that, and I just ran it through my Big Shot. So take another ink blending tool or switch foam applicators, and with antique linen just around the edges, and again starting off the paper, or off the cardstock I should say, and in a circular motion. If you start on the cardstock and then start to do your circles, you'll find that not only will your ink run, this ink, the printing, but you will find that it leaves quite a solid little rectangular shape from the inking tool. Just a tiny little bit of walnut stain around the edges to really bring out that distressed look. And I really like this shape, Nestabilities, too. I use it a lot, but I thought it was particularly appropriate for this kind of project because it kind of looks a little bit like the badge on a military uniform, or an armed forces. Just take off whatever adhesive you choose to use on the back. I've just used score tape, but I would normally use my Glue Glider Pro, and they're available in the store too. Push it down. There's your first side all ready to go. On the second side, just to save time, I've actually already pre-printed my national anthem on the back. The way I did this was just printed it out on a piece of cardstock through my printer, and then cut the tag shape around the words. The other thing you can do is print your words out on a piece of paper to check that the size is right, and then stick your tag on top of that piece of paper using a removable adhesive, and run it through your printer again, and then the printer will print directly onto your tag. They're very similar, just one is a little bit more work. But a little side note, when you're using a Word document on your computer, if you're looking at the view of the page that's the standard, just the standard view, so you can see what your page looks like, that's actually to size. So I just held my tag up to my computer screen and it told me that, and I could see whether it was going to fit or not. Unfortunately, I've got a little bit of blue ink on this side because of the tag that I made the other day. I didn't clean my mat off very well. And just using a really tiny bit, just dusting through the center, just to give it a nice antique look. That was the antique linen. And again, just a teeny little bit of walnut stain, just to bring out that nice effect. Sorry, I've got my family at the back. My 2-year-old sounds like she wants to come in. If you want a slightly sharper look, you can always rub it down like you're doing sanding. And see, that looks nice and burnished. And I like to also do it on the side that's inked. It just makes the colours pop out a little bit better. And you'll also find it makes the image look nicer, and it gives it a much more finished look. You don't have to do this. This is just a personal preference. and I tend to use my walnut stain doing this brushing technique because I find doing the circular motion tends to make it it takes up too much space. So, second to last thing, just take your crocodile and punch a hole in the centre for your eyelet, which has disappeared off my desk. Sorry, one second. Grab another one. And you can use any colour you like. I really liked the bronze sort of look, and we've got these in store. Push it through the hole. Use the setting area to set your eyelet. If anybody would like a tutorial on how to use the crocodile, I'd be happy to do one. Please just leave an email in the comments section, or shoot us an email, or leave a comment below this video. And if you have any other tutorial topics or techniques that you'd particularly like to see, please let us know, and we'd be happy to do our best. Now I'm just using some twine for this one to give it a bit more of a homemade feel than the tassel, but also I haven't got any tassels left. I have to buy some more, but I really like this kind of homemade feel. So there you go, that's all there is to it. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that I did okay and you could see everything properly. This is the first video we've done, so please feel free to leave comments. And so there it is. There's your Patriot Day tag. Here's one that I did using tumbled glass, just to show you a different kind of colouring. And there's your beautiful Star Spangled Banner lyrics on the back. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks so much for watching, and please feel free to leave comments. Thank you, bye.